Been looking forward to this visit for quite a long time. Excited to see what's in bloom magnolia wise and check in on all my favorite trees and plants here. Very exciting. This is the entrance to the San Francisco Botanical Gardens, and here we have greeting us their iconic Monterey cypress, this beautiful tree here, and the lovely front landscaping. Always have to check in the plant shop. This is where I used to volunteer. These gardens are organized geographically, meaning they have collections of plants from different areas of the world grouped together. So Asian plants in one area, Central American cloud forest plants in another area, Japanese, and so on. Because they're lucky enough to be able to grow many plants from a wide variety of climates outdoors all year round here. One of the highlights of the year is the magnolia bloom. This botanical garden has a wonderful collection of magnolias, and of course they put up a big map showing you where all the biggest, best, and most unusual are, so you can come check it out. Usually they're blooming from January to about March, depending on conditions, temperature, wind, and rain, so we'll see what we can see today. This bright spot of color that we are coming up to is a Magnolia campbellii cultivar called Darjeeling from the Darjeeling, India Botanical Garden. It's unusually darkly colored flowers and has quite an interesting form as well. This nice wine red to the tepals. It's very dramatic and the first stop on our tour. I really love this tree. This huge hand-sized blooms, dark wine red coloring. Really nice. This is our second stop, Magnolia dawsoniana. We seem to be a little bit late. We've missed, looks like, the majority of the bloom on some of these trees, but still a few scattered, very beautiful flowers. Sadly, we are a bit late for the Magnolia campbellii. This is a more typical pink color. They sort of come in this light pink color, white, and darker versions like Darjeeling that I showed you earlier. Stunning water lily shaped flowers, very large, precocious. They bloom before the leaves emerge. Really sculptural, beautiful. Large trees as well. These charming little flowers that you can scarcely see are Magnolia amina, the sweet magnolia. Try to zoom in for you there. Another deciduous Chinese species. This very large tree is Magnolia campbellii, one of my very favorite species of magnolias from East Asia. This tree may have large white, pink, or almost wine red flowers that emerge before the leaves develop. It's large growing and slow to mature. I have trees of Magnolia campbellii in my garden that have been growing for almost 15 years, and this coming spring, with any luck, will be the first time that they bloom. Getting to some trees in fuller flush. These white flowers behind me are Magnolia denudata, one of the longest cultivated magnolia trees. They've been grown for their beautiful flowers that emerge before the leaves, the lovely scent, for quite a long time, maybe thousands of years in China. Another Magnolia denudata. You can see the dense ramification, the end of the branches, beautiful upright candle-like flowers. So graceful. Another lovely example of Magnolia denudata, like white paper fans. Beautiful Camellia reticulata specimen. This is quite large. 15, maybe 20 feet in height. Flourishing. Really interesting wood fungus. Just completely covering and dissolving what used to be a stump. This is an evergreen subtropical magnolia. Species is called Doltsopa. The storm we feared did not materialize. We're a little bit late this year for a lot of the Magnolia campbellii and a bit early for some of the other magnolias, but we're still getting to see some of these classic beautiful blooms here and there. So to me, it was worth it to come up here. Well, the rain has really begun to come down and we're getting a bit wet. It was wonderful to have the opportunity to come to the San Francisco Botanical Gardens and see many of the trees that I grew up with, in a sense, check in on them and enjoy some of the blooms. Of course, I always wish we had more time here, but now it's time to feast. Catch you on the next one. Wow, check out the color on this leucodendron. Selection is called Ebony. Really dark and beautiful. In from the cold. You got your coffee? We are at Crayfine, which was my go-to meal place when I would come to visit or volunteer or just enjoy the gardens when I lived in San Francisco. I always got the Tuscany crepe. Very, very good. I'm about to chow down on that now. Oh, Tuscany crepe. How I've missed you. Ready to dig in?
Yeah, it's a giant.
This is a magnolia called Vulcan that was bred in New Zealand. You can see this fiery, beautiful, deep color. Unfortunately, it was introduced into cultivation in North America before it had been thoroughly tested. And there's very few places in North America where it produces flowers of this form and color. Where I grow it, in Washington, where it's colder, and most places in the United States that are climate appropriate for it are colder than San Francisco, the flowers come out a kind of small, muddy, light purple color. They never have this great size and color. So you're looking at one of the few places in the United States that this can be grown to its full potential. It's really incredible to see.